again, or they grow from it and learn from it. I've fucked up several times, but never once have I been a repeat offender and done the same thing twice. I've done something once, never done it again. Done something once, never done that again. These people are constantly doing the same shit over and over and over again. And I'm just sick of it. But then everyone else is the bad person.
We're going shopping.
Thank you, Lisa. Everybody else is the bad person, and I just don't understand it. The thing is, yeah, but they won't have the outrage. Like, they won't have that same outrage for them people. So I will never, this is me now saying I'm not calling out anybody that I like. Never will I, and I have done it. I liked Red and Luke. I called them out and switched up and defended EQ when me and EQ didn't like each other. Purely because I was disgusted by what they were saying when it was proven otherwise. So I was on their side and I turned on them because of their behaviour. So for people to sit there and say everyone's impartial, everyone's biased, I was on your side until your shitty behaviours and I switched. You all used to come in my lives. You used to speak to me off the app. But and I defended you many times until I couldn't defend you anymore because your actions were just too far. And like, this is just it's irritating me now. So I've got some messages here that I want to show that Corie sent on Monday to Levi. So 1 second, let me get them up. And it's going to explain a lot of what Corie's motives are and how manipulative he is. Right, 1 second. So, on Monday, bearing in mind, I have had nothing to do with Corie since he switched up on me. Thank you, Lisa. Nothing to do with him at all because I don't want to be friends with somebody like him. That's not, as soon as, you know, I could have tried to make amends when he switched up on me, but I realised I don't fucking want to be friends with him. Why would I want to be friends with someone that acts like that? So this is Corie texting Levi with a load of files on Angie on Monday. So there's the files, come from Corie. This was on Monday. Now, this is going to give context what he wanted me to do. So, bearing in mind, I've not spoke to him for God knows how long. And he wanted, Corie wanted Levi to pass them on to me. 1 second, let me switch it to the other one. So, it was basically loads of files on Angie. I didn't even open them because I said I've got no interest in doing anything with these. Where's it gone? Oh shit, 1 sec. I've pressed the wrong thing. I said I wanted nothing to do with it purely because, to me, I don't care. I don't care about what back and forth he wants to have with Angie. So he said, Sophie would be good doing a recap of who Delusive Angie is. Like, this is your life, Delusive. I can't do it. I'm running accounts. I'm running accounts at risk of permos. So he wanted me to run a live with all these files on Delusive Angie, which I said no to, by the way. He wanted me to run loads of live. He wanted to run a full live all about her with all these files. And I knew straight away what he was doing. So I knew what Corie wanted was for Angie is speaking to EQ and Levi. Corie doesn't like it. So Corie was trying to get Levi to forward this to me. So well, she'll know now, to run with a full live on Delusive Angie's past, which to me, I've always said time and time again, I don't care what people did on TikTok a year ago. It's about what happens that day on the FYP, in my opinion. So I'd run it on her. So she would then fall out with Levi. Because she'd obviously turn on them again, wouldn't she? So he thinks I'm stupid and that I didn't see what he was doing. No, Alicia, I'm not going to talk on anything because they don't. As soon as they talk on Corie and he's crucified, I'm not talking on anything that EQ's done, what Angie's done, or what Levi's done. They've been granted immunity. So this is what he basically wanted me to run a full live exposing Angie with past clips from up to 4 years. All this stuff that she's apparently done. He's made all these files about it, but wanted me to run it. Why would he not do it himself? Because he's got a motive. Because he can then swoop in, save the day, and get Angie back on side with him so he can control her. Like he did with me. Thank you, Stace. Like he did with me. Like he tries to do with everybody. When I was friends with Levi, I just read your name in the chat. When I was friends with Corie, he wanted me to go at Luke. He would ask me on the phone constantly, if you don't like Luke, please drag him, do it, drag him. I'll react to the clips, drag him. All the time saying stuff like that, go for Luke, go for Luke. Why would he want me to go for Luke so badly if he's such good friends with him? Because me personally would be saying, look, Sophie, like, I love you, we're friends. Can you not do that? Because he's a nice guy, he's this and that. So in one instance, he's saying to Luke, oh no, like, please give Sophie and Levi a chance. They're really nice people. But then telling me to go for Luke so he could swoop in and save the day and be the hero once again. He knows what he's doing. And I've noticed this from a long time ago with him. And I'm not going to be manipulated by a man who's scared to answer his door to strangers. I'm not going to be manipulated by somebody who hates himself. And thank you, Kirsty, is like completely unable to be happy or have any happiness for anybody. Because that's not the kind of person I am. I'm a lot of things, but one thing I'm not is a coward. And one thing I would never do is bow down to somebody. Thank you, Kirsty. Bow down to a stranger on the internet. And that is all you ever were, Corie, a stranger on the internet. I never wanted to come meet you every time you asked. As soon as you'd come off the phone to leave, I had to say, fuck that, no, I'm not going to meet Corie. I had no interest in ever having a real friendship with you like you wanted with me. And you can sit there on TikTok now going, why would I want to go meet up with her? It doesn't benefit me at all. I don't get any clout from her. You were begging me to, every time I went to Wales, begging me to go to Starbucks with you. Because you have no real friends. And that's the difference. I don't need to make friends with creators on the internet because I have real life friends. And I have real life family to talk to, friends to talk to, friends to go out and spend time with. So I don't need to seek validation from strangers on the internet to feel wanted, like some. Oh yeah, go for coffee with him, Karis. Please pour it on him. Piping hot coffee. Boiling point. Exactly. And this is one thing I wanted to mention as well, was obviously he had a lot to say about Marcus Ems and what she did to her moderator, which was wrong. And I said that myself. I said that it's completely wrong what she did. And I said it's disgusting. I said, the reason I didn't play the clips was because of the nature of it. And because it reminded me of what I'd been through. I didn't want to play them clips. But what Corie has done over the last 3 days, I would say is 5 times worse than what Marcus Ems did. So now Corey's in a bit of a shitty situation. Because now he can't call people out for racism because we've got video recordings of him saying the N-word 6 times. Hi, Randalls, my darling. Everyone give my Randalls a follow. He can't go on about ableism because he did it with Darren in the wheelchair. He can't talk on anything to do with people's trauma. Or, to be honest, I don't even want to hear yours, Corie. If anything, it probably wasn't bad enough. That's my opinion on the situation now, Corie. But you cannot talk on anything now because you have made every fuck up you possibly could on TikTok now. You've done 10 times worse than these creators have ever done. And that's your own wrongdoing. And unfortunately, you've brought all that on yourself. Thank you, Emma. So he said I was fake crying. He said I chose to bring this to TikTok. I don't recall me posting all about it on TikTok or running live on it. The person I recall bringing everything to TikTok was Corie. I've talked about it on my own platform before, a year ago. Yes, Violet, I agree with that. I talked about it on my own platform a year ago when I used to sit on 100 viewers max. My audience is very different now. I don't have the same. I've got a few people who are still here who know about it and a lot that didn't. And that was you that brought it to the app. It was you who tried to make money off it, not me. I had no interest in making money off it. Thank you, darling. No interest in making money off anything like that. There is a clip of you, and I'm going to play it now, in Alex Brigham's box yesterday, and I'm disgusted with Alex Brigham as well. But we'll get to that. And basically, he openly admits in there that he is just doing it to make money.
Get in, loser. We're going shopping.
So to me, it's not just me that you've affected by doing this. And it's not just me whose feelings you've hurt. It's not... Oh, I can't even find the clip now. Has it been taken down? It's not just me. You've held lives for hours talking, and the one comment I think he made that I think is the worst thing you could possibly say, thank you Maxine for the subscription, is when you said, unless it went to the police, it didn't happen. And that is the reason why you are now probably going to lose a lot of support. Because who can defend somebody saying that? Because how many, there isn't just, I'm not the first or the last person who has been in that situation. There will be thousands, and there shouldn't be, but there is thousands of women and men who have been through the same shit in their childhood, in their adulthood, who have not come forward. And he made a point of saying, I didn't want to go through court and bring all the trauma up, but I'm happy to monetize off it on TikTok. Let's just get one thing straight. Me not telling the full story on TikTok because you forced it out of my hand because you told everyone I made it up is very, very different to sitting in a courtroom and having it dissected, every fine detail, and having an attorney for the other person trying to criticize you and pick apart parts of your story. Is very, very different to sitting on TikTok telling what you want people to know, not the fine details. And you made me do that. You forced my hand. Like you forced my hand at releasing the voice notes of you being racist, which I were not in the call. They were on a call with Levi. I wasn't there. I wasn't in the call to know it even happened. You forced my hand then because you held alive and said that you've got a 15-year-old dad who's going to come in the box and out Levi for stalking his daughter if I didn't go live. If I went live even. So if I hadn't gone live and outed what I was going to out, it would have looked like I was covering for something that never happened. Do you get what I mean now, guys? So he tries to manipulate people. Because if I'd have not outed them voice notes that night, it would have looked like I was trying to hide something for Levi that wasn't even real, that wasn't true. So I said to Levi, I'm going to have to do it now. Because I was going to not do it. I was going to give him benefit of the doubt and hope he grew up. And then I said to Levi, I'm going to have to do it because now it looks like you've got something to hide when you haven't. Notice how this 15-year-old's dad never appeared because this 15-year-old doesn't exist. But then he's going on about Levi's old police case he had. Now no longer a 15-year-old girl. Have you noticed this? But now notice how this is the girl in question, who he supposedly knew who the dad was, but now doesn't know all the details. Like, I am nothing but completely honest with people on this app. He said I cried when I got outed for the racism and everything else. I didn't cry about anything. I actually sat in Pearl's box and kept muting because I was laughing at the hypocrisy of Pearl giving me a lecture on racism, considering I don't believe what I did was racist. I never said a racial slur. Maybe it was poor taste joke, but in a private group chat. And Pearl sat on this app calling people monkeys. But I was getting a lecture about racism from Pearl, so I had to keep muting because I was laughing at the hypocrisy. So no, I didn't cry in the situation, no. The only time I cried was when everything with my ex got dragged onto the app, which was dragged on by a fake account, and Talia and Rickster were the ones who was mentioning it first. And then EQ was sent the information off an account, which she then forwarded on and showed me. And she showed me it all and said, like, this is who sent me it. And they made out in the messages that they knew me personally. They don't. And obviously she apologised me over and over. And notice how she did that live once and then never mentioned it again. And Corie supported me in all that. He supported me in everything because he's got the truth. He's got the screenshots of it, the police emails. He's got everything. But now he's twisting it like it isn't true and I made it all up. So if you are...
Get in, loser. We're going shopping.
Thank you, Emma. If you are that naive and that much of, like, it's herd mentality to believe a person like him who can't get his story straight, changes from week in, week out, doesn't know what he's talking about half the time. And no, this person that messaged her implied that they were the family, but they weren't. They did imply that they were the family. That's why she thought she had, but they're not the family. So this is what I mean. So that's why I could forgive her for what she did, because it was once, and it is completely my opinion who I want to forgive and who I want to hold a grudge against for the rest of my life. And to me personally, I think even Levi questioned me a lot, thinking I was going to run back to Corie and be friends again with him a week after. And I said to Levi, trust me, when I'm done with someone, I'm done with someone, and that's that. And that was me done. No, to be fair, I was teaming up with Corie against EQ, yeah. That's what I was doing in the start. And I ran with everything Corie was sending me and telling me. And now I look back at everything that we had in conversations, it's just so twisted. Like, and I look back and I think, why was I so stupid to believe everything he used to say to me? Like, I've got messages where he's going, send takeaways, do this, send them, hurry up, get them sent now while she's on live, things like that. Like, and I was so brainwashed by him to do it all. For some reason, I don't know, maybe I looked up to him a bit and I thought he's such a nice guy. And now I'm seeing like all the like the mask slipping and all the cracks coming away. All I see is a very sad and lonely individual who just doesn't know how to be happy. He doesn't know how to grow up and act his age. And I just don't understand that. Because to me personally, like, I had moved out at 17 and was a mother, had my own home, my own responsibilities. Like, you at 28 are still acting like a baby.
Get in, loser. We're going shopping.
Thank you, Katie. And it's like throwing the teddy out of the cot when things don't go your way. Just admit you get things wrong. We're all human. We all get things wrong. Not everyone is right all the time. But you have to be able to hold your hands up and say, shit, yeah, I was wrong. He sat there on his live tonight saying, no, this is definitely the same person. You can blatantly see it's not. Thank you, Kay. He said what did he say the other day? This is the last time I'm speaking on Sophie, I swear on Bella's life. R.I.P. Bella. Don't swear on someone's life, Corie, if you don't mean it. It's crazy, and everything is money orientated with him. I don't come on here to push to get on the dailies and make as much money as possible. I come on here because, as I've said time and time again, I moved away from my family. I moved away from all my support network. I do not have help with childcare for my children. This means I can spend all day with my children and watch my kids grow up. And then I can come on here on a night for a couple hours when they're in bed and make enough money to feed them and put food on the table and put clothes on their back. I'm not out here trying to get to the top of the dailies every day. I don't battle. I don't do anything like that. That's not my forte. I just come on, give people something to watch before they go to bed that doesn't involve shouting and screaming and loads of arguing and kicking off, so it's relaxing. And that's why I don't get people in the boxes. I don't sit like Luke going, because it's bedtime. Do you know what I mean? And I think we need to remember the timeline of events. He's saying I brought up his trauma. You talked about my children and my parenting and all sorts, Corie, first. You did that first. You started it with me first. So everything I've done has been a retaliation to what you've done. I would never go round and just pick arguments for no reason. Everything I do is a retaliation. Thank you, Karen, darling. I've had messages off Rossi saying, why are you picking on people's looks? I'm going to pick on Luke's looks every single day because he does it to me. I'll do it back. If you can give it, you can take it. That's how I see it. And I think I've got to the stage where I'm just done people pleasing. I've been through everything imaginable. And I think, have you noticed, even his live he held on Angie tonight, it's an attempt to make Angie break because he knows Angie will start drinking, she'll kick off, and then it'll give him some content to talk about for a few days. And that is why he does it. And I've said this time and time again, get Angie off live, she's going to say something she regrets. Exactly, yeah, too little, too late. This is the problem. You want people to... When I was friends with Corie, he used to convince me all the time that Levi's behind all these troll accounts of me, and Levi's the one posting all this stuff about me. And he would be like, leave him, he's doing this and that, you don't need him. That is somebody who tries to isolate someone. And I do believe that, Sarah. I believe it was him the whole time. And I'll tell you why. Because every time he was the one who originally got messages about my brother. So he's denying it now. But then he's saying, yeah, I knew about it. But then he was denying it. He can't get his story straight. So to me, personally, you were going around causing trouble between everybody and then trying to pin it on others to isolate them people to have nobody and to feel like they all just rely to you. He owes me a huge apology, and I think he owes several women on this app and men massive apologies for what he's done. He's realised he's got everything wrong, and he's crashed out tonight. I was watching Corie's crash out through the cam too, and I was laughing because I said, look how stressed he's getting because he's gone wrong. He's realised that people fuck up. Yeah, exactly, Marnie. There's a difference, isn't there? A massive difference between having little digs at each other and calling each other out than there is from what he's been doing recently. Can we all remember he said that Levi's not allowed around my kids because he touched them or something like that. He's not allowed, I wouldn't let him near my kids because he'd touch them. That's why he's not allowed to my house. I've never once said he's not allowed to my house. Never once. I'm just not somebody who wants like new partners around my kids. Like, people forget these little things people say that are big deals. And when that all got said, Levi rang me that day and told me. Then Corie rang me about it, giving his side of the story. And I said, what the fuck was that noise? And I said, look, I'll let it go. Just don't do it again. Don't bring my kids into it. Like, it's just leave them out of it. They're nothing to do with it. I don't want my kids being talked about in that manner. And I gave him another chance and I said, leave it. And he then went on to say, oh, Levi's trying to poison you against me by getting to you first, telling you. He had every right to tell me. We were in a relationship. Why would he not tell me that somebody's just said that? Oh, yeah, 100% he is, yeah, but let them. Let them do what he wants to do. He can wish anything he wants on me. The difference is, I'm a very loved person within my family, within everything, in real life, with real life friends. I don't have to sit on TikTok wide awake all night because I'm scared, because I say vile things on the internet and I'm scared people are going to come get me. There's a very big difference. And what Corie does on this app is disgusting. And I will big up Alicia for obviously voicing her opinions in his chat. And I will say I've got respect to her for doing that, because I am the bigger person and I don't hold grudges against people forever. And I will admit when I feel like... Thank you, Kirsty. Oh my God. Everyone give Kirsty a follow. Thank you so much, Kirsty. Fucking hell, that caught me off guard. Thank you so much. And what I'm going to do tonight is I am going to donate some of what I've made on TikTok to a charity towards Child ABUSE, because I feel like it's only right. I feel like I don't want to monetize off the trauma that I went through and that many other women have been through as well, and men. So I will post proof of me doing that as well, and I will donate money to charity, because I think it's just the right thing to do given the circumstances of everything that's gone on. But thank you so much, Kirsty. Oh, don't make me cry again, because I cried last night. Thank you so much. I think he should be donating too, but I don't think he's that kind of person that he would do that. I really don't think he would have it in him. Thank you, Lulu. Thank you, everyone. While you're all here, please give Anime Vaults a follow. He's made like a 3D print model of Midas from Fortnite for Harvey's birthday, like a black and gold one, and it is absolutely amazing. I can't believe like the detail on it. He does all sorts of things like that. Like, my son loves it. I'm going to order some more because they're amazing. I can't believe like the talent this man has. So please, everyone, give him a follow. I'll post a picture of it on my story after the live so you can see it, guys. Like, it's so good. It is 100%. Who just said that in the chat? It is all a control thing with him, 100%. And I've had my fair share of being controlled by men. And I even said to Levi earlier, like, Corey's more controlling than the man that didn't like me leaving the house. Like, and I see straight through it, and it's dangerous. Like, it's so dangerous what he does. And to me personally, you know, if you've got the mouth, you need to have the fist behind it to back it up, Corie. because one day somebody will come and turn up at your door, and they won't just knock and shout and call you chunky bum through the letterbox like Rickster did. They'll be straight through it. And you just need to be so careful. There's boundaries you can go to before things go too far, and you're definitely taking it too far now. Thank you, guys. Oh, I don't know who sent the treasure box. I missed it. Oh, thank you, Rafe Lord, for the treasure box, darling. If you've got a coin, guys, make sure you thank Rafe Lord. Good. I hope I'm not mentioned by him ever again. And I think I've had so many women in my inbox upset that have been through the same thing, and they were in the same position as me. And I think, especially when it comes to that kind of essay, when it's sibling based, like there is support network specifically around that. So I will put some links on my story for people as well. And I think, you know what, sometimes all it takes is for a very, very sincere apology, and some people just don't have it in them. And I'm not saying an apology would make everything okay and it'd all go away, but you can have a lot more respect for somebody for doing that. But it doesn't mean that it's all right, but it changes your opinion. And it makes you think, do you know what, at least they had it in them to apologise. But the only thing he was willing to apologise for was that he got Crown Prosecution Service and Crown Court wrong. No, I would never forgive him. Never. But honestly, Kirsty, thank you so much, Kirsty. And I just want to say as well to Canadian Angie, because I saw the clips from her live saying she had no sympathy because of me doxing her. I never doxed you, Canadian Angie. I wasn't awake when that whole live happened. I didn't even know it was happening. I woke up to it all going on and was like, what the hell's going on? I had no involvement in any of it. I wasn't even aware, and Levi will confirm that. Because if you remember rightly, I came live the next day, and I wasn't even that bothered about the Canadian Angie stuff. I was more outraged at the fact he had Paigey Baby in a box when she said she wanted to go to my kid's school, if you all remember rightly. I didn't have a clue it even went on. Oh, Louisa, he's very jealous. He's a very bitter, jealous and angry person. And, you know, my stories is my stories have always been truthful. They've always stayed the same. Yes, they are, yes. They always stay the same. I have never changed any of them. I have never had to cover up with a lie or anything like that. I have never run a storyline on TikTok. That's not the kind of person I am. I would rather be completely authentic and honest with everybody and know that you're getting the real me, rather than sit there and come up with fake stories. And no disrespect to people that want to do it. If that's what you want to do and your audience are happy for you to do that and completely manipulate them, then that's on me. That's on you. That's not on me. I don't care. It's none of my business. But just know I'll play the clip and say this isn't true. It's a storyline. Because you're forgetting I've been friends with these people. I know what they're like and I know what's true and what's not. Right, I think we're going to go on to... I did see Alicia's live. I did go in and have a little watch because it did get put in my Discord and people were bigging up Alicia in my Discord. Hi, Alicia. Yeah, I did have a look at your live and I was upset when I saw you was upset as well. And I said, like, do you know what? Like, I have just bigged you up and said, like, respect to Alicia for... Because you was in his chat and you were saying, like, it was wrong. And... you know, I I give people respect where it's due. And even though we don't see eye to eye, you know, big up you for doing that, because you didn't have to do that. I don't think there's no speaking to him, Alicia. He will do everything he can. And this is why I said time and time again that he's the reason. Him and Luke are the reason. You've got to remember, Alicia, that Luke sat on live yesterday and said, big up Corie for everything he said. And he was bigging him up multiple times, saying everything he said about Sophie, big up. I think, and as in Luke's own words, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. And that's exactly what Corie and Luke have done over the last few weeks. And to have the nerve to say, if Sophie knew that about me, she'd out it. I would never. Why would I out something like that about somebody? Whenever I was asked to play the clips of Lynn's, and I said I am not playing them clips that have gone round, because you can blatantly hear a child in distress and we don't know what happened and what the real story is. And we don't know the whole context of it. It's disgusting to play something like that. And even though I can't stand Lynn's, I would never play that on live. Whenever I've played clips on other people, I've turned them off instantly as soon as I've heard a child in the background. How many times have I put a clip of Top Girl on and then took it straight off and said, I can't play this because the kid's in the background? And all it is like a bit of babbling from a baby, but I'm not going to play it because it's got a child there. But to sit there and for him to say she's doing this on TikTok to make money, you brought it to TikTok, Corie, not me. And you knew everything that had happened. Exactly as Alicia also knew, because I spoke to Alicia previously when we were friends about it and told her about it. And for you to sit there and say that never happened, and then you slipped up and said you did know about it. So what's the story, Corie? Did you know or did you not know? Because I very, very clearly remember everything. I don't have bad memory. I remember every phone call we've had, Corie, and everything you've said about people. But I've not sat here and outed it all. I'm so sorry, Smokey, if he's done that to you. There's multiple other people that have been through the same thing. Yeah, I think Alicia is a very articulate person. That's the thing. She does, and the thing is, as much as she does things wrong, as we all do, we all slip up and we all do things. I do think Alicia does instigate things, and I say it a lot. I do think she does. She likes to prod the bear until it flips. You know what I mean? But we all do it at some point. But that's what Corie's tried doing to me this week, and it was his attempt to get me off the app. And you know what? Part of me did have a bit of a crash out yesterday, and I was texting Levi and I said, I'm not fucking going on TikTok anymore. That's it. I'm done with it. I can't be arsed with it. Like, I'm just done with the drama. It's giving me a headache. Like, I can't be dealing with it. And then I just thought, you know what? Fuck it, no. Like, because then I've got no other choice but to go and get a normal 9 to 5, and I will not be better off. So I'd rather do this and spend time with kids. With my kids, obviously, not just kids. But do you know what I mean? I'd rather spend time with my children and know that I can spend all day with them. I've been out at play area with them, been to my dad's house, come home, gotten bathed and in bed. Like, we've been out all day. We went out to the beach all day yesterday and things like that. Like, before I had that, I worked full time, had one child and worked 3 jobs just to pay all the bills. And I barely saw him growing up. I was paying, he was at nursery, and then I had an evening childminder and things when I worked on the evenings. Like, it was a nightmare. I never saw him. I didn't even see his first steps. I didn't hear him say his first word. Like, I missed everything, and I don't want to go through that again. Yeah, I'm not in boxes. I'm not on here all day. I might slip into lives and listen to it while I'm doing something else. If I'm in the car, listening on a Bluetooth. But I'm not sat in boxes all day just arguing with people. I just do my own thing, come on, do my show, and then come off. As simple as that. But I just want to remind everyone, do you remember when Corie was going at EQ and everything happened with that was all them accusations. I'm going to say accusations because it came out that it wasn't true with that young boy. I'm not going to say his name. And Corie was the one that said on live, we should always believe the child with what the child says. We should always believe them. But that only applied when it was against somebody, not when it's in support of somebody. So I just want that to sink in, and I want people to remember that, because I remember a lot that gets said. And that was one thing, like at the time, I said to Corie, I have to believe the child until proved otherwise. Because I can't not believe a child when I've been in that situation myself. And I said that to Corie myself on the phone, I'll always believe the child. But obviously the child then came forward and said that wasn't the case. Should we go on to FYP? Because I want to get onto... I've got Charming Villains put so many videos about Evil Avocado up, and it's like a whole story, like a whole book worth. And the thing is, just remember, it wasn't just me. He said it wasn't true. I came forward and mentioned another family member who went through the same thing with the same relative, and he said that was a lie too. So apparently not just me, but also my other relatives lying as well. I don't know, is there an Alicia video? Let me have a look. I don't know if I've been tagged in anything. I've not been tagged in an Alicia video. Yeah, I'm sure she does, Levi. I think this is the problem as well, and I want to make this clear now, that I think the comments in these people's lives are the issue. And I did just say this on the phone before I came live, that it's weird how people who were on Corie's side over mine, but then as soon as Alicia's gone live upset, they've then switched up and their opinions changed. And I don't think it should take your favourite creator to be upset for you to believe somebody. I think, personally, from my opinion, I think you should put all feelings aside for the person you dislike. And you don't have to go in and support them and send them gifts or anything like that. But even just kind words to say, look, I know I've not been a fan of you, but I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm sorry this has happened. I've done it numerous times. When everything happened with Tessa, with Corie, me and Tessa don't see eye to eye at all. But I went in her live and I said, like, I'm sorry, Corie's done that to you. And she said, like, thank you. And we drew a line under everything. Doesn't mean we're friends. But you can be the bigger person and say, I'm sorry. You don't have to. Just because you don't like that person doesn't mean it's not true. And just know that people see all your comments. When I'm watching a clip of someone's live and they're talking about something, I see the comments come through. I see Anne-Marie in Alex's live saying she should be grateful she's still got a brother. No, thank you. You can have him. Thank you, Alicia. I honestly don't think he'll care, Alicia, though. That's the thing. I don't even think he'd care if Luke said it to him. The problem is he's been put on a pedestal now, and no matter what he does, I think he's pushing boundaries to see how much he can get away with. It's quite obvious. He's big enough and he's old enough to know what's right from wrong. And I think he's a hypocrite to call out other creators for doing the same thing and then he goes and does it. It's insane. Thank you, Lisa. Exactly. Me and Angie despise each other, and even she was disgusted by it. And I can't. Angie's got immunity from me for ages. I won't be doing anything bad about her for a long time. because she's been granted immunity now, so she's safe. Exactly, Josephine. That's exactly what they say. Anyway, let's go on to Evil Avocado, because we're already an hour in and all we've done is talk about Corie. I haven't doxed his address, no. I mean, his address is out there. Everyone knows where he bloody lives. He doesn't need someone to dox it for him. It's all over the fucking app. As are other personal matters about him, but it's not my place to bring it out, is it? I'm sure, you know, your actions are your own problem. Anything that happens now going forward and people coming at you for things, I can't control, unfortunately. I can tell people to leave Corie alone now. Just no one go in his lives, no one do anything to him. That's me saying it. But I can't control anyone. If they want to do stuff, they can. That's completely up to them. Right, let's start with these.
Have you guys seen Dead Wings' alleged evidence of who Evil Avocado is? Sitting here waiting for my dinner to finish, scrolling TikTok, and a video pops up of Dead Wings and Sophie Bailey live together, and he's showing these private messages that he's had with Joey Tiki-Taki from July, a year ago, basically, where Joey Tiki-Taki's saying, you know, I'm going to make this account, it's going to be for animation, but you have to keep it secret, and the account is called Evil Avocado, with the picture. Then, all the Evil Avocado craziness happens months later, and Dead Wings thought, oh my god, is this Joey Tiki-Taki? Because he told me he was making this account. At the time, I guess they were friends, and he asked him, and Joey Tiki-Taki denied it, and said, no, it's not me. And Dead Wings believed it. But now, he, I guess, can't get it out of his head, and so he showed his receipts, and he's like, this is the original Evil Avocado account. And how strange is it that Joey Tiki-Taki said to me he was going to make an account that needed to stay secret called Evil Avocado before any of this shit even happened. Wow, that's pretty damaging evidence. I think that's the most solid evidence we've had yet. And then Dead Wings was questioned about the filter slip with the person with blonde hair. And he said that, I guess sometimes Joey Tiki-Taki would put a person on that he works with that had blonde hair, and he would put it on his live all the time, so it could have been that friend of his. But also yet another theory of it being another person on TikTok. I don't know, guys, but I reposted the FYP clip here. That's pretty juicy. I mean, what a coincidence that somebody just happens to make an account called Evil Avocado before any of this shit even occurred. I mean, how do you even explain that? Have you guys seen...
Do you want me to just play all the videos so you can hear all the evidence she's got and then we'll discuss it after? I think that'll be better, won't it, than it becoming like discussing each clip. But if anyone wants to discuss anything, tell me and I'll stop.
Hi, Kitty. Can you guide me to where it's been debunked? Because I'm nosy. And I want to see this. But I will be honest, and I'm on nobody's side, I don't have a stake in any of this. It is extremely coincidental that Joey Tiki-Taki would message Dead Wings back in July saying that he was starting a secret account called Evil Avocado of all the names, and then say that they would have to keep it secret, not follow it, neither one of them could follow the account so they couldn't be connected to it, and the animation that he showed he was going to use for the account was the exact same profile picture that was used on the Evil Avocado account. Now, what? How could that be coincidental in all of this? There is definitely, in my opinion, some sort of a connection. Also remember, there was like 5 different Evil Avocado, maybe even more, that were mimicking that account. And I know that because I made a video about it. Yes, I just went and scrolled all the way back to October 2024 and made a video about many of the Evil Avocado accounts that were in people's comment sections were from fake Evil Avocado accounts because I, at one point, was mutuals with the Evil Avocado account. Yes. Hi, Kitty. Can you guide me to where it's been debunked? Because I'm nosy, and I want to see this, but I will be... Oh, we're going to talk about this Evil Avocado drama because it's all I care about in this moment. So I just saw a clip from a woman named Ashley, I believe. It was of her, and she was showing images, screenshots of a chat group that she also was involved in with Joey Ticky and some other people. And he was talking about it then, that he was going to make an account called Evil Avocado. And he showed them the exact same animations that he made that also Evil Avocado used on TikTok. And this was before Evil Avocado even came onto TikTok. But she's saying that that Evil Avocado account that Joey came up with months before it hit TikTok was just going to be used as kind of like a lighthearted troll account to put clothing on it to make it look like CLA. And he was going to like make funny videos about CLA. And we are to believe that this is just a coincidence. That this man, Joey Ticky, just made these images, the exact same images, and made the name of his account Evil Avocado, and that somebody else did the exact same thing. Come on now. Also, I would like to take it a step further. I would say that everybody involved in this little chat group can be implicated as Evil Avocado, because you mean to tell me that you people sat on this information for almost a year now, knowing that you had these chats with Joey Tiki-Taki and you never felt it, relevant to share while everybody was either being accused of Evil Avocado or they were being doxxed by Evil Avocado or being threatened to be doxxed by Evil Avocado because I was one of the people that was threatened to be doxxed. You mean to tell me you sat on this information and didn't share it until now when Dead Wings outed it? Now you can also say, why did Dead Wings sit and wait on it? But he did, for whatever reason. He's saying he didn't remember because, I don't know how you could not remember. To be honest with you, I would never forget it. Just saying. You know what I think? I think that everybody was trying to keep this Joey Ticky safe because they knew it looked hella guilty. Or maybe they were involved themselves. And so they kept their mouths zipped, and I think that Dead Wings may be the same with him, and now because he has beef, he thought, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to out this information. Otherwise, we would have never gotten this proof. Also, somebody said that Joey Ticky deactivated his account. I don't know if that's facts or not. Somebody wrote it in my comment section. And I used to follow him, and I just tried to find him, and I can't find him, so I think it might be true. Come on, people. Take accountability. You know how we say that all the time? Accountability. Someone needs to take fucking accountability here. Oh, we're gonna talk about...
I love her. I absolutely love this woman.
That would be correct. I just tried to find his account as well. I used to follow him and he followed me and it's gone. Also, I would just like to add that Dead Wings just put out a post. I reposted it. That shows the entire comment thread with Joey Ticky over this whole thing. And he clicks on the name and it takes him to Joey Ticky's account and everything, his contact. So yeah. He definitely...
Yeah, so that was because I thought they would try say that the screenshots were doctored. So I said to Dead Wings, please take a recording of you searching the messages with the name Avocado and then click on his profile at the top so it shows his number. So the people who know him and have his number know that you can't say that you faked it.
Definitely had that conversation with him. Nobody can say that it's fake now. Oh my god. I'll be honest, I don't even really know who Joey Ticky is, other than sometimes he would make funny animated videos. This is wild. But what's even wilder is that...
I'll check it after, darling.
People sat on this information for almost a year now without sharing it. And I don't just mean Dead Wings, I mean the other people that were involved in this chat about this Evil Avocado account, because there were other people involved that have now outed themselves in trying to defend Joey. So now I think that all of you guys were in on the Evil Avocado account. I think you've just implicated all of yourselves in trying to defend him.
That's exactly what I said. I said that they're all going to defend him. And the reason they're not going to call him out is because he knows who was in on it and knew about it. So because they know that, he's shown he'll throw someone straight under the bus. Remember, when Deadwings outed this the other night, Joey Ticky's response was doxing what Deadwings' real name is. Why would he feel the need to do that if he was innocent? Why would he be so angry and upset if he was innocent and that wasn't true?
Yikes. That would be correct. I just tried to find his account as well. I used to follow him and he followed me and it's gone. Also, I would just like to add that Deadwings just put out. So, I'll be honest with you, Ashley. I don't know who you are. I've never seen you on my page before. I'm not going to read any of your private messages. I don't do that. If you have information about this that you want to share, you can leave.
Notice this. Miss Red's mod, Ashley. Miss Red's mod, Ashley. I've messaged you. This is damage control. Yes, exactly. See, Susanna said the same thing as me. This is damage control. Charming Villain doesn't do messages and gossip through messages. If you've got something to say, you say it publicly. And then she responds in a video. You don't need to message her and get her involved in your drama and your cover-ups.
And leave it in the comment section. You already left multiple long comments as it is, so you can continue to do that, or you can post something onto your own page, and then tag people in it if you want them to see it. But I don't want any private information sent to me in my DMs. It makes it look suspicious, like you're telling me something. No. Everything needs to be public. That is how I operate. Thank you. So, I'll be honest with you, Ashley. I don't know who you...
I think big up Charming Villain for saying this. She doesn't want messages and to be hidden in anything. Very strange behaviour, isn't it? Why would Ashley, the one who...
Before, I'm not gonna...
The Ashley who gets all the clips for Red. I'm assuming for probably Luke as well, because they have joint pages. Thank you, Bobbles, darling. Exactly. She's completely non-biased. She's in a different country. She's got no friendships with people over here. She just looks at everything for what it is and then comments on it. And that's what I like about her.
So I just want to say, Daniel, the only other thing I would believe, because your comment has me thinking, is that he made this account with the intentions that he said in these messages, but never actually finished, never actually did it. And then... I just want to say one thing as well. Have you noticed how Red and Luke, they don't do their own clips? I sit here a couple hours before I go live and I go searching different creators' names, different hashtags, go on multiple different clip pages. I don't just look at ones I've been tagged in. I go hunting for clips myself because I want to feel like I've actually worked to do something, like I've done a bit of work myself. These have got their own little PAs doing it for them because they can't be arsed. And the shows are very half-assed as well. Someone, maybe a part of this friend group here on TikTok, was looking for a blank account, an anonymous account, to do their dirty work. And he gave that person access to this account. And then they caused the havoc that they caused. That is also a theory that I will believe. But like you said, let the truth come out, and then we will see. So I just want to say, Daniel...
Red does go to bed early, to be fair, but she gets up at like 5 a.m. She does a show at 10. That's 5 hours to get your clips together. She told me that herself. She goes to bed at 9.
Because
I think she said she goes to bed at 8, 9, and then gets up at like 5 every day. I could be wrong, but she has watched my show before because she told me she watched it and she said she thought I had the best layout on TikTok. Yeah, I know she's on holiday right now, but I'm saying in general. She's up mega early. Anyway, next one. It gets juicier, guys. Are you ready? Yeah, goes to bed on a troll account, exactly.
Okay, good morning. We're gonna have some Charming Villain real talk, so you might want to buckle up. I don't care. I don't care what Deadwing said, and I knew this was going to happen. I knew there was going to be deflections, distractions, people coming in trying to confuse situations. All I care about are the messages that Deadwings revealed from July with him and Joey Ticky saying, I'm going to make this account called Evil Avocado. That's it. Anything else is people trying to deflect away, attention away, and also, let us remember that a woman named Ashley was going into people's boxes last night, also showing a conversation that Joey Ticky had with another person about the same thing, this account that he was going to make called Evil Avocado. So she just actually confirmed Deadwing's messages to be true, even though she was trying to defend him. We now know, yes, he was having these talks with people about this secret account. That is all I care about. The rest of it is just noise, and I know what will happen here on TikTok. The noise will be exploited and used to take away from the facts. No one will ever change my mind. No one. I believe if it wasn't him that doxed these people, he knows who was. He allowed somebody to use that secret account. Remember, he said it has to stay secret, and he said we can't follow it. That is all that I believe. He either did it or he knows who did it. Okay, good morning.
Catherine Ann, I've seen you writing vile comments in Corey's live about me and what I went through as a child. I hope you don't have a daughter, so goodbye.
Alright, this video is to stay on my page. Okay, my content stays on my page and I can scroll to it when need be. There are people that are in my comment section trying to tell me that his account was never deactivated last night, Joey Tickies. It 100% was. When this all went down, I went to look for it, and I couldn't find his account, and he was one of my mutuals, and I thought, did he have me preemptively blocked or something? That's strange. So I went on another account, looked for him, gone. Completely gone. I have screenshots, and I have screen recordings of myself scrolling through the search, seeing stitches and tags of his account. When you click on the tag, he's gone. It's gone. Completely disappeared. So yes, his account was deactivated last night, and then miraculously sometime today it was reactivated. It seems like somebody probably told him you need to reactivate it because it makes you look really guilty, if you ask me. And he is my mutual again on here. So anyone in my comment section telling me his account wasn't deactivated, please, I see you, I'm sussing you out, and I have seen multiple times now how you guys try to work on TikTok. You try to hide and cover up the truths to help your friends. But I'm not friends with anybody on here. So, I just am sticking with facts, and the facts are, do not tell me in my comment section that his account was never deactivated when I have the proof that it was, and if I need to post it, I will. Alright, this video is to stay. Okay.
She's so sassy. I love it. It's crazy.
Angela, at this point, I don't care. My comment section saying things like, oh, who cares who Evil Avocado is? It's not that big of a deal. It doesn't even matter. Immediately suspicious. Immediately suspicious. Or people trying to focus on one drama or another drama and doing anything they can, then talking about the messages that Deadwings revealed last night. Immediately suspicious. That is where we're at right now. Immediately suspicious. And there's people in my comment section saying like, well, I wasn't around during the Evil Avocado thing, or I didn't know about it. I'm here to tell you it was a huge fucking deal. It had TikTok in a chokehold, UK TikTok in a chokehold for at least 2 weeks. People were getting doxxed. Some people, allegedly it wasn't their real addresses. Other people, it was their real addresses and their real phone numbers and their real family members' pictures being...
So apparently the only person whose address wasn't real was Miss Red's that got posted. So for some reason, whoever it was posted a fake address of Miss Red. And the other ones from the click were old addresses. But the other people who the click didn't like, it was all their actual information. Just let that sink in.
Put up and everything else. People were terrorized. People left the app because of it. I think people contacted police over it. It was a huge deal. Anyone trying to poo-poo this conversation away as not being important in this moment, immediately suspicious. You want to call that me going over to the dark side? I'm not supporting anyone. I'm speaking with these facts that came out. Someone
Join us on the dark side, charming villain.
Needs to explain. And the explanation needs to make fucking sense. Okay? Okay. Angela, at this point, I don't care.
I love how she's just calling all the comments out. She just doesn't care. She says, I just don't care.
I won't speak on anything that I don't want to speak on my page. I don't care. I don't care about what Deadwing said in reaction to Cockapoo because the two of them have some type of beef and they've said terrible things about each other. Irrelevant. Completely irrelevant to the situation. What I find weird is people defending strangers on the internet. Like, why are you so invested? Let these people defend themselves. Why are you getting involved? Why are you fighting for your life in the comment sections? I don't care. If it was Deadwings, that was...
Why are you fighting for your life in the comment sections? Literally, that's what they're all doing. Damage control.
Being accused, if there was proof that said Deadwings was Evil Avocado, I'd be making these videos about Deadwings.
It is, it's light.
It doesn't matter to me. It's no skin off my back. You people have parasocial relationships with some of these TikTok creators. You get so wrapped up and invested in their personal lives. You're out here defending them. He's not even coming on and defending himself. So why are you guys like laying down, like you're gonna lay down and die on these hills for these creators that can't even come on and defend themselves? Same thing happened with this Besner guy. He's got all these people trying to defend him, and that dude just up and left. It's weird behavior. Won't see me laying down my life trying to defend a stranger on the internet. Absolutely not. I'm sticking with the facts. The facts of this situation. Anything else? Is it nice to say these things to each other? Absolutely not. Do they all say these things to each other? Yes. Every single one of them has said and done something despicable, okay? I care about the facts that were presented. Again, you are trying to distract from that. That's what's going on here. I won't speak on anything that I don't want to speak on my page. I don't care. I don't care about what Deadwing said in reaction to Cockapoo because the two of them have some type of beef and they've said terrible things about each other. Irrelevant. Completely irrelevant to the situation. What I find weird is people defending strangers on the internet.
Oh, it goes round in a circle.
This is the last thing that I'm going to say right now about the Evil Avocado nonsense. Many of you forget, or you may not even know, because there's a lot of new faces over here in my comment section, that I have had an account for almost the past 2 years where I verbally document things that I see happening on the FYP. Yeah, almost kind of like the Observer, but not as good, because the Observer has the ability to follow multiple people at once. But anyway, I've done the exact same thing. And so I can scroll through my hundreds of videos. If I know that I talked about something, I can scroll back in time to my videos, and you have the ability to do this too, and listen to myself. So on October 27th, yes, I believe it was October 27th, I started making videos about this whole crazy Evil Avocado-ness. Here is a screenshot of my first video. And in this video, I describe what's going down, I describe who's being doxxed and everything else, but I also describe how there's been multiple other Evil Avocado accounts that have been made to mimic the original Evil Avocado account that makes it hard to believe what the hell is going on and how the...
Now, just because there's an account that's got nearly 30k followers claiming to be Evil Avocado, just remember, it is very, very easy to just buy followers on here. And I think this is the original one that did all the dirty work, because conveniently it's gone. And then the second one that's still on, that's got all them followers, that's just a mimic one someone's made when they've noticed the other one's gone and posted a few things on it, not much, to try pass off as being Evil Avocado. And they bought the followers to make it look legit.
The original Evil Avocado account deactivates itself at night so that it can't get reported or something. And this whole thing is just crazy because when you go to look for the original Evil Avocado videos, they go away. I described the entire situation. I also replied to one of the fake Evil Avocado accounts that was in my comment section, letting people know to be careful because there were these mimic accounts that were popping up all over. Here is a clip of that video. And how those accounts that were pretending to be the original Evil Avocado account were doxing their own people that they wanted to dox, and it was just a free-for-all shit show. So if people are coming on here saying, oh, it's been debunked, It was a different account. Yeah, there was about 10 different Evil Avocado accounts floating around at one point. It was a total fucking mess. And God knows who were...
I've never bought them before, but I'm sure if you message Corie, he'll tell you, because he bought about 50k for his account. If that's the real avocado, then it was Evil Snoopy too. Oh, really? That's disgusting.
behind those accounts. But just remember, when you come on my page and talk to me like I didn't know what was going on, I've been here for about 2 years now, documenting the things that I have seen on the FYP. Okay? Okay? Are we ready? Because I got the time today. So I put the full web address link that Deadwing showed in his comments with Joey Tiki back in July. I put that full link into a search engine. I'll show you the link here.
Right, so this was what Deadwing showed. He showed it to me before the live. I knew it was going to happen. He said, I know who it is. He said, I've been going through my messages and I found it. And I said, you better have solid proof so I don't look stupid. And then he said, trust me, it's true. And I was like, right, okay, I believe you. And I said, well, why don't you wait till Monday for your FYP? He said, no, it needs to come out now. So I said, okay, let's do it tonight. So you can see Evil Avocado.
Now, web address links are...
No underscores, nothing else. So it's the original account. The ones with underscores and everything else are just the ones people made to mimic it afterwards. When they notice the account disappearing, they've then made it to try take their followers. So they think that's their new account.
Like fingerprints. They are individual to that specific link in time. They cannot be copied. Okay? When you put it into a search engine, it takes you to this TikTok account. Low battery smoke detector. There is still an account attached to this link, and the @ is still Evil Avocado. Now, there's not much on the account at all. It only has 5 followers, the majority of whom have banned accounts. But I took it one step further, and I put the @ to this account into TickLeap, because TickLeap will show you what server it's using, what country's server. And this account is using an United States server. Why would Joey Tiki make an account back in July using a United States VPN? If it was just an innocent little animation account, why would he go to those lengths? Because his account, his @ when you put it into TickLeap, shows the UK, Northern Ireland, which is what most of them say. But this special secret account used a VPN that is in the United States. Now, I see some large creators on here today saying that if anyone believes this stuff about Joey Tiki and this account, that they're stupid people, that they're gullible. Well, I am not stupid, nor am I gullible. I am actually quite intelligent. So don't piss on me and tell me it's raining. Why would this man go...
I love that saying, don't piss on me and tell me it's raining. That's what my grandma used to say all the time.
out of his way to make the secret account using an American VPN. Just something to think about. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen...
It still goes on, guys. We're still going.
Pièce de résistance. Something that I've been trying to look for this entire time. That would tie this specific act that was sent to Deadwings back in July by Joey Tiki at Evil Avocado back to this madness. And I found it. I found a post from October 27th, 2024, when all this craziness was going on. I'm gonna show it to you in a second. And in that post, the person ats Evil Avocado. No numbers after the account, no letters after the account, no spaces after the account, just like how it was presented to Deadwings back in July. Take a look.
Oh fuck, I was on mute. Look at that with the art. No underscores, nothing else. Just it's straight, solid. Nothing between the words. Just Evil Avocado.
Okay, are we ready? Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the pièce de résistance. Something that I've been trying to look for this entire time. That would tie this specific act that was sent to Dead Wings back in July by Joey Tiki at Evil Avocado back to this madness.
Exactly. Why have none of the clique covered this today? When this was an account that ruined their lives so much, would cause them so much distress, why are they not covering it? Is it because it's their friend and potentially they were in on it the whole time? They all knew. It was all to get sympathy from viewers. Get all the gifts flowing in so everyone feels sorry for them because their personal details are all over the internet.
And I found it. I found a post from October 27th, 2024 when all this craziness was going on. I'm gonna show it to you in a second. And in that post, the person ats Evil Avocado. No numbers after the account, no letters after the account, no spaces after the account, just like how it was presented.
That's what I think, Siobhan. I think that... I have pronounced your name right, haven't I? That's why I think they've put evil in the name so that it's linked to EQ and the evil side, the dark side of TikTok rather than them. Because it's a weird name to come up with, isn't it?
2 Dead Wings back in July. Take a look. Okay, it's really not difficult to understand, but I will put this all in one TikTok for anyone that maybe needs me to piece it together for them. So last night, Dead Wings revealed messages from July of 2024, almost a year ago, between him and Joey Tiki. And in these messages, Joey Tiki says that he's making an account called @EvilAvocado on TikTok, and he showed Dead Wings the animations that he made for that account, and he said they were going to use it as some type of fun animation account, and he was conversing back and forth with Dead Wings regarding this account, but he said we had to keep it secret, he says, and also that they couldn't follow it. Fast forward to October, the very end of the month, when Evil Avocado started doing its madness here on TikTok. Dead Wings and Joey Tiki have another conversation regarding Evil Avocado because Dead Wings is like, this is the account that you said you were going to make, but Joey Tiki denies it and says that it wasn't him. Dead Wings and Joey Tiki are still friends at this point, and so Dead Wings gives Joey Tiki benefit of the doubt and believes him. At some point, Dead Wings and Joey Tiki fall out. I don't know when, I don't know why, and I really don't care. Now, recently, Dead Wings says that he got a new phone, and when he paired his new phone with his old data on his iCloud, these old messages popped up, and he was reminded about this conversation that he had with Joey Tiki. Some people are choosing not to believe that. They think that Dead Wings knew this whole time, and that is up to you if you want to believe his excuse as to why he hasn't come out with this information until now. But regardless, we have this information. Now, immediately when Dead Wings released this, people were trying to say that he was lying, that these messages were altered, that they were fake, which is what everybody does when somebody brings receipts to the app. They immediately say that they've doctored them, they've edited them. It's like...
Which is why I said to Dead Wings, screen record it and prove it, which he did. And they're still not believed by them. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Nana Diane. Did you like the makeup, Nana Diane, by the way? I thought I'd check up. I forgot to ask. I know you messaged me, but have you used it? Is it any good?
Like the go-to to discredit somebody. However, Dead Wings was able to show the entirety of the messages. He was able to show that when he clicked on Joey Tiki's name, it took them directly to Joey Tiki's contact. And there was a woman named Ashley last night doing damage control in people's boxes, showing messages from Joey Tiki that he sent her to prove that while, yes, he did come up with this idea in July for this account called Evil Avocado, and that he was using these animations that he created, the purpose of the account, however, was to do like fun little lighthearted troll things like dress the avocado up like CLA. So even though Ashley thought that she was defending Joey Ticky, what she was actually doing was...
Who genuinely believes that they'd want to watch content of an avocado dressed up like CLA? So basically an avocado with a headscarf on. Who would watch that content? This is what makes it so unbelievable. That would be appealing to nobody. I would rather watch paint dry.
confirming Deadwing's messages that yes, Joey Ticky indeed did come up with this account named Evil Avocado. Now, I took the link like I made in my video that Deadwing showed in these messages, copied it down verbatim, and put it into a search engine. And the link is a...
If that's what Joey wants to do, he wants to be making them like Hey Bear videos on YouTube with the dancing fruit. That's your forte, not doxing.
real link that links to an account on TikTok that is now called Low Battery Smoke Detector, but the @ is the same, @Evil Avocado. So again, this is just confirmation that these messages that Deadwing shared between him and Joey Ticky in July are real, because that link in those messages is a real link. And then I show how this @Evil Avocado account is using a US server. The only way that Joey Ticky could do that when he made the account is if he used a VPN, and I raised the question, why would he do something like that when his own TikTok official account is using a UK server? Food for thought. Then I was able to find posts from back in October that use the exact @Evil Avocado. Who is this? Linking the exact that Deadwing showed in the messages to people talking about Evil Avocado when all this craziness was happening. And let's just remember how it went down when Evil Avocado first started doxing people, which I believe the first people getting doxed was Miss Red and her family. When that first started to happen, all of a sudden, these other Evil Avocado mimic accounts popped up and started creating havoc on their accounts. The original Evil Avocado account actually made a backup account because it was getting reported. The original Evil Avocado account would deactivate every single night to try to keep itself from getting banned. Eventually, it does get banned, but it might not have been a permanent ban, and eventually it just completely disappears. The main account and the backup, where it has laid dormant for all this time, under the name Low Battery Smoke Detector. So any other Evil Avocado accounts that might have doxed people, you know, evil _ avocado _ or whatever they are, they were mimic accounts. They weren't the original, and they might have doxed people on their own for their own reasons, but...
Everyone, give Rosalind a follow. I was in a live the other day and she does like that word game thing, you know, where you've got to like guess the letters, and she lets like the people in the chat guess it, and it's fun. I was really like, I was bored and the kids were at their dad's and I had nothing to do, and I scrolled into a live and I was like, this is quite fun. I had so much fun. So honestly, give Rosalind a follow because it was so interesting. I didn't even know that game existed. I'm going to tell me the name and I'll download it on my phone because that was so fun.
It wasn't the original. And, that original it was made by Joey Ticky. Now, whether or not it was him that was doxing people or he just gave someone access to this account, I don't know. I wouldn't put it past, at this point, anything. Could have been even multiple people using that account, which is actually what many people believed from the start of all this. Okay, it's really not difficult.
I personally think that Joey was behind the account, the OG account.
But I will put this all...
Joey had a friend, a female friend in America. I think she made the account originally for him so that it would track back to America so it couldn't come back on any of them. And I think Luke was in on it as well. I think Red knew about it. I don't think she partook in any of it. But I think she knew about it and she knew Luke did it. And this is why she supports Luke so much, promotes Luke so much, because Luke could out that on her. And something in my head tells me that Corie knows something about it too. Someone slipped up to Corie and told him something, and that's why they try to keep Corie sweet. I don't think Alicia did any doxing, but I think Alicia knows. Or somebody in that circle knows. Oh, So that was all the videos on it. Shall we discuss it? What do you all think? I'd like to know other people's opinions. Shall I do a poll? So we'll do a smiley face if you think that my fear is right and that Charming Villain's right as well. Because she's saying the same things that I said the night it all came out. And that both of us who don't know each other, who have never had a conversation in our lives, can ever be wrong. I think I've messaged her once and it was me sending her a clip about something for her to talk on it. Because I wanted her to talk on it. So I wanted to get her opinion. And she did a video saying a creator sent me this clip. She never said it was me, because I wanted her opinion on something. Because I think she's very insightful. So smiley face if you think that we're right. Sad face if you think it's nothing to do with the clip. Oh God. Don't vote if you're not sure. Don't feel like you have to vote one. Just vote if you're certain that you're 100% on it. Like that's what's definitely happened. It makes sense. Close poll. Very close. The click I'll put in sad face. I know, bless them. It's too close to call. They definitely know. Oh, you're not the clip. We'll let you off then. I think they are involved. Check if Mermaid Waves voted the sad face. Yeah, in Luke's live, you 7 would be blocked. I allow people to have different opinions, so it's okay. You don't have to agree with me. Yeah, well, I think that was a landslide, wasn't it? So I agree with the same thing. I had full trust in Deadwings when he told me. I said, if you're 100% certain and we're not going to look like a fool, I said, go with it. Go ahead with it. And he said, I'm positive, Sophie. Now they're trying to run with this narrative. Levi, I know that's you and you spelled avocado wrong. It's avocado, not avocado. Fuck's sake, Levi. I know Levi straight away. It might not be him, but I'm sure it is. Because he can't fucking spell. Oh my God. So, yeah, I think wholeheartedly, I would put all my belongings on it. Because I actually got a message off Mazza the other day. And I know some people don't like her. I actually have a lot of respect for her. And the way she opened up in the message upset of all the grief that she got from everybody on this app. Because they ran with the narrative it was her. She was having people threaten her. She was getting doxxed left, right and centre. She had people sitting outside her house and all sorts of stuff. Like she was terrorised for it. And then everybody says that it's this side of TikTok that are doing the worst. But when have we ever gone and sat outside someone's house? When have we ever turned up at people's houses kicking off? Never. Who has that side of TikTok? You know, did I, was it me, EQ, Angie, Levi that got somebody to egg Marcus Ems's house? No, it was Corie. Was it us that turned up at Zach's house? No, it was No Face. Was it us that turned up at Corie's, Levi's and EQ's? No, it was Rickster. And to be honest, I don't know if Rickster equates as it, because I know he's not Miss Red's fan, but he's obviously Luke's cousin. But Rickster's kept quite a low profile recently, which I've got to have respect for him for. I think he's trying to stay out of the drama. But do you know what I mean? Like, it's all that side of TikTok that are doing the worst things. Oh, it's not Levi. Oh God, who is it? So Talia, yeah, turned up at Angie's. So are you seeing like this recurring pattern? That it's these people who are doing these things and bringing things to real life. Thank you, Shara. That are bringing things to real life who are the ones that are now getting caught out.